Hello students, myself Professor Ankur. I welcome everyone for the GATE sum session on analog circuits. We are going to solve sums now on differential amplifier. This is our second session on the topic of differential amplifier. Let's start with the sum session now. So this question is from the GATE 2014 EC paper. Let's have a look at the question. The question is, in the differential amplifier shown in the figure, the magnitudes of common mode and differential mode gains are ACM and AD respectively. If the resistance RE is increased, then option A, ACM increases, option B, common mode rejection ratio increases, option C, AD increases, option D, common mode rejection ratio decreases. So the options are regarding rise in ACM and ADM, or common mode rejection ratio is either increasing or decreasing. So if you observe the circuitry carefully, this is basically balanced input, balanced output type configuration arrangement. So we will have a logical understanding regarding this question. Let's start with the solution. The balanced output configuration with BJT always gives you AD as GMRC and ACM approximately equal to minus of RC by twice of RE. So with that understanding, if I increase the value of RE, then ACM will decrease. And if ACM decreases, CMRR by definition is a ratio of AD by AC. So eventually you will find a rise in common mode rejection ratio. So it is already concluded from the formula that ACM will actually go for a decrease because RE is increasing. So option A is ruled out because it is saying ACM is increasing and here the ACM value is actually decreasing. AD increases, but AD is not a function of RE at all, so it is independent. So the only option left out was with respect to the common mode rejection ratio. So when we see that the RE value is increased, automatically you will find the CMRR will have a direct proportion with RE. So you can say indirectly also that the CMRR will increase. So the correct answer for this question is option B, common mode rejection ratio increases. Next question. In the figure, the transistors T1 and T2 have identical characteristics. VC sat of transistor T3 is 0.1 volt. The voltage V1 is high enough to put T3 in saturation. The voltage VBE of transistors T1, T2 and T3 is 0.7. The value of V1 minus V2 in volts is. So let's have a look at the circuitry first. So this is circuitry. If you observe carefully, there are in all three transistors T1, T2 and T3. Every transistor is going to have identical characteristics as well as all the VB is going to be 0.7 for everyone. Now, how do we go for the calculation? The first thing we need to understand is we need to find the current for transistor T1. So when we start with the solution, we can say that IC1 is going to be equal to IC2 because of the current mirror behavior, because they are identical for both the transistors T1 and T2. The base point is having the same potential as well as the emitter of both are actually grounded. So because of this, both the collector currents IC1 and IC2 will be same. So when I go for KVL on the left hand side, it will be 9 volt minus the current into 5 kilo ohm minus VB equal to 0. So automatically I will get the current IC1 that is going to be equal to IC2. It will be 9 minus 0.7 by 5K, which will give me 1.66 milliampere. So this is the current IC1 which is equal to IC2. Now whatever is the current IC2, that is same as the current flowing through the 3 kilo ohm resistor. So now the only thing we need to understand here is, since IC2 is equal to IE3 equal to 1.66 milliampere, now we can easily apply KVL to the loop between V1 and V2. So I can say V1 minus VBE minus IERE minus V2 is equal to 0. So automatically V1 minus V2 will be equal to VB3 plus IE3 into RE. So IE3 into RE, where IE3 is 1.66 milli, RE value is 3 kilo ohm, VB3 is 0.7. Substituting it, you will get the value as 5.68 volt. So the value for V1 minus V2 is 5.68 volt. This is how you solve this sum. Let's go for the next sum. This is from the GATE 2010 paper. The question is, the matched transistor Q1 and Q2 shown in the adjoining figure have beta 100. Assuming base current voltage to be 0.7, the collector emitter voltage V2 of the transistor Q2 is. So now, if you observe, there are two transistors Q1 and Q2. The Q1 transistor, the both base potentials are actually same. The both emitter potentials are also same. So now when I try to relate first section with the second section, the circuit is similar to a current mirror effect. So I can start with the solution. I can find I1 current, that is the first collector current, which will be 12 minus 0.7 divided by 10K, which will be equal to 1.13 milliampere. So I1 can be estimated same as I2. It is all because of the current mirror behavior. And since I2 value is now 1.13 milliampere, you can find the value of node voltage V2, which is going to be 50 minus I2 into 20K. So on solving, we get the value as 27.4K. So if you observe carefully, the first step is to find the value of I1, and then since I1 is equal to I2, you apply KVL to the output loop and you find the value V2. So the V2 value will be 50 minus I2 into 20K. The value comes out to be 27.4. So the correct answer for this solution is 27.8 volt, which is closest to our answer of 27.4 volts.